definitely for every single person, but I just know what it's done for me and the passion it's given me to share this with other people. I'm also a mostly stay-at-home mom to a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old, little girls, and they are my life, and I love that I can kind of work this around it. But what Dr. Heather and I collaborated on is bringing the low-carb movement as far as conventions and conferences go to Kansas City. Dr. Heather and Abigail were part of Low Carb Vail. There's been other low carb events in the nation, but we haven't really brought anything here. And I think that's kind of doing a disgrace to our community because we have so many amazing resources of people that are doing these awesome lectures, like Dr. Anthony Evans, who's there right now, and obviously Dr. Heather, and we have all this great information available, but for the average person, they don't know where to start looking. And I think that's doing a disgrace to all of us. So we've all kind of teamed up together to bring in, and this is an improvement event, this is a community event that we're working really hard to work together. So it's going to be Low Carb KC, and it's going to be a one-day event. We thought about spreading it out, but we also know that so many of our people that we're collaborating with are small business owners. They have other events going on, and they don't have the time to be away from their family for a full weekend. So we're jam-packing it into one day. Because it is our inaugural, what's the hard word? How do I say a word? Inaugural. I'm like known for this. I'm a writer, I can write it, I just can't say it out loud. Yeah, so our first event was premiere, whatever. We're really, really excited to just jam-pack it, make it truly affordable because we want to get as many people in those doors educated and excited to change their lives for better as possible. So I just want to touch on our speakers. We have flyers that we really hope that you guys will want to help share with your circle of influence because we all have one. But let's just talk real quick on who our speakers are and why we picked them and why they're so important.
So first toggle down. So the event, okay, you're going to have to slide the computer down, so it says Low Carb KC.
I'm an actor, KC.
So I'm going to add in her just a little bit. Prove It is a phenomenal tool, or exogenous ketones are a phenomenal tool, but people also, I feel like, have left that missing component of how do I eat, how do I do this in a lifestyle, how do I implement it into my life to maximize and get the health benefits that I need. So I really felt this was kind of a missing.
Okay, so the first thing, we tried to make it as streamlined, as simple as possible, which is why we picked Low Carb KC. We understand that you're not going to give up carrots for the rest of your life or necessarily count your cherry tomatoes, which a lot of people on an extremely high-fat, low-carb diet do. We believe in the power of vegetables and all of that, but we wanted to just get something that could stick in people's head. So Eventbrite, very easy way to buy tickets. So it's lowcarbkc.eventbrite.com. You can send that link to anyone, and it will take them to our site. Tickets are only $8, and the speakers that we have coming in charge $5,000, $15,000. I mean, they charge a lot of money, but they truly believe in us. So anytime you talk about it, we really want you to make sure you're using your hashtag. So Low Carb KC.
Oh, I put K.
I was going to say, so that should be LCKC. And then to go to our Facebook page, because that's where we're putting this really awesome information up every day. Our entire committee is working hard to just give out great information for y'all. Oh, see, okay, so the first person I want to talk about is Dr. Eric Westman. And he is really, really awesome. He's going to be talking about the 5-part guide to low carb, high fat. I always switch it up. But the thing that he is really awesome at is he's great at heart and dealing with heart issues. And he published a book with Jimmy Moore, one of our other speakers, called Cholesterol Clarity. And he's going to really debunk all the myths that we've been taught over the last 30 years as far as cholesterol in food and cholesterol in our body, which I think is awesome because for years we were so scared of egg yolks, so we would eat like an egg white omelet, and then we were hungry an hour later because our blood sugar was going up and down. We just couldn't control it. So he's going to be awesome. Next one is Jimmy Moore. He's the author, co-author of 4 different books. Keto Clarity, which really talks about the benefits of eating higher fat and reducing your carbs, especially for people with chronic health issues, which we're not going to go into right now, but come see him. He's lost 200 some pounds personally, or 200-ish, I'm not claiming exactly, but he just has found a passion, just like I have for health and inflammation. He's found a passion for dealing with weight loss and lifestyle changes. And then he's also the co-author of the Ketogenic Cookbook with Maria Emmerich. All these people have their own great stories, so I encourage you to Google them and talk to them about what they do. Next up, we have Dr. Adam Nally, also known as Doc Muscle, which obviously I'm not very strong. So I was at first like, oh, what's he gonna teach me? But his podcast and the stuff he puts on Facebook Live is ridiculously awesome in like 4 minutes. So I was kind of like, I'm excited that I gave him a chance. And I think that's what we all have to figure out how to do, because he is incredible and his knowledge is absolutely cutting edge. And then finally we have Dr. Tracy King, and she is actually a brain doctor, correct?
She's a behavioral psychologist.
Yes, big fancy doctor terms, just a person. But she has created this product that her passion is tackling obesity as well, but also working with just different people in the community. And she's bringing oatmeal, so it's like a non-oatmeal product that I have never tasted, but I'm super excited about, because I know one of a lot of people's biggest challenges when they're switching to a high-fat, low-carb diet is getting rid of the grains and the sugar, because of what their brain is still craving, which that makes sense.
Well,
That's
what we've been taught to do.
So we've been taught to do. So those are our 4 doctors. We're also going to have different specialists come in throughout the day, and we are just super excited.
So we want to ask everybody to share this on Facebook Live. If you're not already on Low Carb KC, even if you can't go to the event, please encourage your people. We want this to be a community event. We've made the tickets as affordable that we can, based that we're going to have hopefully 1,000 people come through there. So there's a lot of local vendors that we have coming. The Taste of Olive that are going to share their products. We have Happy Barefoot. Yeah, we have the Wellness Mobile is going to be here. We have 3 food trucks outside. There are family passes you can get. So these are the missing pieces to the puzzle. When you start to implement Keto OS into your diet, how do I have breakfast, or what do I have? I don't want to eat eggs every day for my life. These are some great things. Dr. Westman also is a co-owner of Adapt. They have some fat bombs. They also have an adaptive meal replacement that you can make a smoothie with, or a pancake. But this hopefully will give the education to everybody that you know of why we need to live low carb. It's safe for diabetics. It's safe for people's cardiac issues. It's safe for people. And like Jimmy's story is amazing. He is bigger than life if you haven't met him. He walks the walk. He talks the walk, just like Dr. Nally does. His father died from obesity issue or diseases of civilization. So he brings all that. All of these specialists, excluding Dr. Westman, are using Keto OS in their daily life. They promote the product, but they're here to educate our community. So the reason you all are here tonight is to meet Max. So I am going to let our ambassador, co-founder, Abigail Plutz, come up here and tell us a little bit about Max.
Yay! Well, what I want you to do, I'm going to pass out, I know, I'm going to pass out Max. We are so excited about it. I've personally just felt completely different. I got to sit at the round table before we put this into a company. And I remember I flew up, Ryan James invited me to go up, and at the time, I'd had a major back injury, and I tried everything. Finally, one day, I Googled inflammation, because I just knew that's what was going on, and I even went to an orthopedic surgeon. I was so desperate. I was on painkillers, couldn't sit more than 5 minutes, and my job was doing people's diets online about 8 to 10 hours a day. You remember, right? So I started doing the ketogenic diet because I Googled and found out about if I could get my body to produce ketones. They have an anti-inflammatory effect. And so I knew I could do diets. And so I turned that way. And then I got a call, and I consider this a divine appointment, but Brian James called me up and said, what do you know about ketogenic diets? And I said, I've been in the health and fitness industry for the last decade, and I've never crossed paths with it except now, and I'm on one. And I said, but I can't get that dang stick to turn past peach. And it was really hard for me because I was used to eating a lot of protein. And if your protein's too high, your body will go through a process that is called gluconeogenesis, where it breaks down the protein and it converts it to glucose. So I was really struggling to get my own body to produce ketones. And that was the point of me doing the ketogenic diet. I wanted to get out the inflammation to try it the most natural way I knew how. So he said, did you know that we are now going to be able to take ketones exogenously? And I said, I'm like, let me wrap my mind around this. You mean I don't have to live on a very strict diet every day to get my own body to produce them, which I'm struggling to do anyway? And he was like, absolutely. And I said, I don't believe you. And he was like, do you trust me? And that's why, you know, this business really is all about a relationship. And I did trust Brian. I did trust his credibility, and he'd proven that before. And so I flew out to the meeting. We sat around the round table, and I took a drink of the exogenous ketones. In 20 minutes, I went to the restroom. The stick was bright purple. I was off the charts. I had never seen that before. So I knew I had ketones in my body. And I just remember sitting there feeling like 4 light bulbs had come on in my brain. Like I just felt like this almost euphoric feeling. And it's the added oxygen, and it passes through the blood-brain barrier. And, you know, I felt really, really good when they started sending out the protocols and the first 1.0. But I haven't experienced the ketones in that same way until I took that sip of Max. And we were sitting at the conference, and I mean, it's 10-hour, 8 to 10-hour days. You're barely feeding yourself. You are starting to go like this. And I just remember I drank it, and all of a sudden, like an hour later, I'm like, I've been struggling for the last 4 hours. I was hungry. My eyes were getting heavy. I just felt like sick, tired, exhausted. I just remember all of a sudden I'm like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all anymore. I feel really good. And that's the experience with it. Some people, they don't understand what's happening until they really think about, oh my gosh, every day at 3 o'clock, I go get a candy bar and an energy drink because I'm crashing. And all of a sudden I realize I'm not doing that anymore. Or I have to have a nap to get through the rest of the day. I haven't taken a nap in 2 weeks. It's all these, because you're not going to get this high caffeine, crazy thing people expect with some energy drink. Like, this is a very natural compound coming through your body, creating more oxygen and a fuel source, and it feels amazing to fuel off of ketones versus what we're all used to, and that's solely glucose. So I would like you to just tell a little bit about the product while I pass out the samples.
Absolutely love to. So I just gave a just a brief introduction, but ketones are simply a byproduct of fat metabolism. So everything on the table there you can eat, and if your body's in the right state, you can make ketones from it, and ketones give you 38% more oxygen. They're also signals for your brain, and that's what Abigail was experiencing. Yes, the more oxygen, yes, the signaling, but what makes this Max the most, I would say, it's the most bioavailable ketone supplement that we have, is that we've actually used a blend of beta-hydroxybutyrate. Our body eats fat and breaks down 3 different types of fat: acetoacetate, acetone, and beta-hydroxybutyrate. So BHB gives us tons of energy. So the company's done an amazing job. They launched one product, they listened to what everybody says. I didn't have this absorption, I want better absorption, I want to be ketosis longer. I don't want to have a spike, I want to feel that state of ketosis longer. So that's why the formulas keep evolving. The original ketogenic diet was really high in dairy, and it still is when you Google it. So the original one had some dairy in it to help plate the MCPs. A lot of people said, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, I don't want dairy, I have a dairy allergy. So they made the 3.0, which is an international formula. Then we had people saying that's still not vegan because you cannot get leucine. We're the only company that has leucine, which is an amino acid from a vegan source. it generally comes from people's hair or duck feathers. So Keto Max is the only company or supplement that actually has fermented leucine or leucine that is a vegan source. It's also certified kosher, and it also is sports informed approved. The other keto supplements don't have that. That's what makes us so unique, is that they've used a blend of beta hydroxybutyrate. It's twice as bioavailability. We have additional amino acids, but it's gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, nut-free. It's those things that people were really looking for. And now it's vegan-free, kosher-free, and sports-informed. And that's really what makes the difference of it. The 2.1 has MCT oil in it, so that's perfect for someone who's more fat-adapted or really living a ketogenic diet. It's better for athletes. But people who want the benefits of ketones, this is what they want to have. They want to have something that's not going to upset their stomach, that's going to get into their blood system within 20 minutes, have a very long experience in ketosis. Like if you take a Motrin that lasts 4 hours, you take an aspirin that lasts 2 hours, this is twice as bioavailability, which means the absorption's higher, and leucine actually increases protein synthesis. Ketones by themselves protect muscle, so they're muscle sparing, but leucine actually can give us the ability to make our own protein and make our own ketones. So that's what makes this the maximum ketone supplement on the market. And it's got the approval from Sports Informed, which is a very, very big deal. So if we're ready to say cheers, I'm going to go on the benefits of this. Are we ready to say cheers?
What I want to do is we got Facebook Live video, all right? So we got to describe it for our viewers out there. So we'll do like 3 people's responses after this. So real quick, let's cheers, meet Max, everyone. Woo! All right.
Tiny red solo cup.
I love the solo cup.
So, yeah, okay. So what's your first initial thought on it?
It tastes like Hawaiian punch, but the healthy kind. Oh my God, it's awesome.
It's not that grainy, and it doesn't kind of stick on top of your mouth, and so I like that.
Yeah, it's real smooth. It's like a juice.
Dr. Tony.
It is good. It's really good. Like you said, it's good to have a little something different too.
Yeah.
Because we've all been drinking it for a long time. Yeah, absolutely.
And we all kind of felt like we've been putting the 2.1 orange and chocolate with LaCroix. They were like, I started pouring it in with LaCroix, and they were like, no, you just put it with water. It tastes amazing.
All right, Miss Pam, what do you think?
I absolutely love it. I love the orange too, but I'm a fruit person. I'm not so crazy about the chocolate because I'm not chocolate. Love it.
Oh.
And I sleep great.
That's a huge thing. Let her say that. So you've been using Keto OS
For almost a year now, or just about a year. I
and
think
you
I started in
have
October.
lost.
And I've lost 60 pounds.
Yes, great, thank you.
I still have a long way to go, but yeah, I've lost 60 pounds, and I feel amazing. And but I've still been having some trouble sleeping because I'm also at that age where I'm going through menopause.
No,
I've had Max only a couple of times, but every single time I've had it, I sleep like a rock, and I haven't done that in about a year and a half. So
Wow, that's a
it's
great
been
testimony
awesome.
right there.
And I still have a great energy and focus, and I mean, I'm really feeling the difference and seeing the difference.
Let's
very
get
cool.
one more feedback just from taking ketones in general and what they've done with you, and I'll like go beep if I feel like you said something non-compliant.
Anybody else?
Where do you want to go? How about Frank?
I'd probably fill up.
Look, we're
I'd fill
Facebook
up the-
Living each other.
I
On
would
the
fill
spot.
up the basket on what's done for me. So
20 seconds.
I'll jump to one thing. Inflammation. I had an operation on my rotator cuff, and that was like 3 muscles reattached. I'm 4 months into it. I'm probably about a month and a half ahead of what they have for standard protocol, and that's for like a 35-year-old person. I'm 60, so the inflammation blocking of this has been just outstanding. So I sleep through the night also.
That's awesome.
So that's been the best thing for me recently.
He's going through menopause too.
I'm beyond that.
Well, thanks, Abigail, for bringing it up for everybody. Anybody else?
Do you want to share?
I also took the other versions, and I still take them. I stopped for a while, and I remember now why I started taking them.
I love that. What do you say?
I take the other versions. I did stop for a while, and then I started taking them again, and I realized, what the heck, why did I stop? But what I really like about this one is the other ones tasted salty to me, and this one does not taste salty at all.
It does have less sodium. It's
calm, smooth, like fruit punch, really.
Yeah.
It does taste like Hawaiian punch. That was a great reference.
My
Haven't had
daughter
in 30
will
years.
drink this, and I'm really excited to actually just put it in her send her to preschool. And instead of water, I'm putting, you know, the non-caffeine ketones in it. So and in the mornings now, I'm starting her with bacon and eggs, and I see literal behavioral differences out of her when we start our day with fats and ketones. So that really excites me as a mother. And we don't drink sugar drinks. We don't drink juice. So to be able to just give her this fruit punch, like she's really excited about it. And now I feel like she's kind of like other normal kids whose parents give them juice and spike their insulin up to the roof. So yeah, sorry if you do that. I'm not saying this. We don't.
All right. Are we ready to cut it off?
Yeah.
All right.